The beginning of a hunt can look like an organized event, but it's usually a female teaching her cubs to hunt, and the actual chase and kill is carried out by one animal on its own. Unlike most cats, cheetahs don't usually ambush their prey, but stalk, then charge. The Earth's fastest mammal accelerates in 8-meter-long bounds to a spectacular 100 kilometers an hour within 3 seconds. Enlarged heart, lungs, and nasal passages work like a turbo engine, providing the animal with a more efficient use of its increased air intake. Even when a hunt is successful, life for the cheetah is depressingly uphill. And by far the biggest natural threat to its life is pressure from other predators, like hyenas, who home in on the kill. The cheetah will always be the loser. Its meal, and sometimes its life, will be surrendered without resistance, and its cubs will often be killed. Even though this image of the cheetah's grace and beauty in the East African plains is the most common, the largest population of cheetahs survive in a very different landscape. In the southwestern corner of Africa is the great Namib Desert that gave Namibia its name. Monoliths of sand, old and incredibly dry. And beyond the sand wilderness, the moonscape of savanna. Here, in a beautiful but hostile world, some of the world's most intriguing life survives ingeniously without water. The land is torn by a great escarpment, and on the other side stretch the grasslands of the veldt, home range of the largest population of cheetahs in the world. For many different reasons, it's not an easy life here. And with leopards around, the cheetah must be on permanent alert. The cheetah can do nothing but surrender its prey. The leopard is a superior opponent. But because the two other classical threats to the cheetah, lions and hyenas, have been eradicated by game hunters in Namibia, both the cheetah and its prey animals should have been able to thrive. But the balance that could have resulted here hasn't happened. The culprit is man, who has assumed the role of the predator, killing 7,000 cheetahs over the past 10 years. Most of the wildlife in Namibia, including the approximately 3,000 cheetahs that survive today, are totally at the mercy of local farmers, who have fenced in half of the region's area, and by doing so, enclosing most of its wildlife. The wild lands are turned into extensive cattle grounds or game parks by headhunters, who come to shoot animals in an enclosure.
What used to be grassland, or savanna almost, and terminalia woodland, that sort of thing, has changed to bushveld and thornveld because of overgrazing by cattle. The cattle eat up all the grass, and the vegetation in trying to cover up that soil has caused the natural bush to actually take over.
Although the cattle may have modified the environment, the cheetahs appear to be adapting to the spreading thornveld, using it for shelter and play. Cheetahs can be found both alone and in small sociable groups. maybe a female with cubs, or 3 or 4 related males. Normally, male cheetahs are very amicable toward each other, and each group has a favorite tree where they happily gather. Around the so-called play tree, the cheetah in Namibia has developed a behavior found nowhere else in its range. A bit of a gentleman's club, their play tree is a drop-in centre and notice board combined. Here, the cats, usually males, come to swap information and often just lie around to rest and relax in the sun. They keep their claws sharp here and scent mark frequently, advertising sexual status and condition. There is no pecking order, and other groups call, leaving their scent marks as well. To underline their status, they even leave their droppings on the high branches of the tree. So strong is the cheetah's desire to arrive at the play tree that it becomes a sitting duck for hunters or farmers who want to eradicate a perceived pest. By surrounding the tree with thorn bush, the cats are forced to walk through a box trap, and for the cheetah, it's often all over.
Oh, hi, Jan. How are you doing?
I'm great. Listen, Lisa, I caught a cheetah in a box trap. Would you like to come and pick him up?
I can come tomorrow morning if that's okay with you.
That'll be great.
Okay, excellent. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Short term, what we do is releasing predators, cheetah and leopard, back into the wild. And then we have got a lot of livestock farmers. They are actually phoning us and asking us to help them with their predator problem.
At least once a week, Lisa drives to collect an animal, hopefully still alive. Her love for the cats takes her cross-country on her own, many times driving for 10 hours or more.
I'm completely dedicated towards cheetahs. I love animals. I always have loved them, and I've always been interested in them beyond the, everybody would sit there and say, I love animals. I mean, that's not a big deal, but it goes beyond that, and the more I've worked with them, the more interesting I find them, and the more I learn about them, you just get closer and closer to them. A cheetah is, it almost bonds with you, and it grows on you, and the more you work with them, the more you want to work with them.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Jan.
Hi, I'm Lisa.
Good meeting you.
Hi.
Well, cheetah is right over here. Let's have a look.
The cheetah is in good shape, but there's no way Lisa can handle a grown and healthy cheetah on her own while it's awake. Lisa has no formal training as an animal handler, but through the years she has become a professional caretaker. She prepares to dart the animal with a sedative.
Well, I don't want to look like an idiot, as in somebody who's claiming to be the cheetah woman or anything like that. I just hope that the efforts that we've put into this project and into these animals will eventually bear some kind of fruit, in that even the day we die, that there's a change in the attitude towards these animals. I do feel sorry for the cat, but at the same time, it's more the stress that worries me than minor injuries. It's something that I know is going to heal. I've got to the point now that I've dealt with enough to know that it's not a serious problem, and that even the cat really isn't feeling that, because it's so stressed out at that time that that's the last thing on its mind. It's the stress that they are suffering that makes me feel sorry for them. Not really worry so much, but I just know that they're terrified, and that they're frightened, and that worries me more for their sake. Before I even came to Namibia, I would never have actually thought that I would have got involved with cheetahs. But when we did, that's actually how we got so much involved in Africa. It was the thought of one of our cheetahs being caught in a trap. It's almost unbearable.
Can I help you with it? Okay.
This is the easiest and least stressful time to take blood samples for virus checks. Cheetahs in Namibia are generally disease-free, and Lisa is concerned that they stay this way, especially when a dangerous feline AIDS-like virus is spreading throughout Africa. Only superficially injured, this cheetah will wake up in safety at the Africat base before being released into a less risky area away from a farm. Lisa is happy that this farmer, even though he had lost some livestock, called her to ask for help. She feels the fruits of her labor are spreading among Namibia's farmers, and they're interested in listening to her advice.
Environmental education is something that you can never really do enough of. A lot of the farming community haven't really had, they've been brought up on a farm, but a lot of them haven't really studied farming or even how that fits into the natural environment. Some of them have, of course, but some of them aren't really aware. And in doing that, they tend to abuse the land. And it's a common sight in Namibia. Millions of hectares have been destroyed. Bush encroachment, abusing of naturally occurring prey species, which is antelope, anything like that could lead to problems with predators eating livestock. So it's not just a case of cheetahs coming and eat cattle. It could be a case of somebody shooting at all the kudus in the area, which is the food for the cheetahs, and then what else do they eat? Or it could be a case of changing their natural habitat. Maybe it's bush encroached, so they might be having a problem hunting. So it's a whole lot of factors, and education, not just in cheetah, but in general environmental awareness, is something that is extremely important and hasn't been done enough.